back to BLACKSITE tonight. We're going to talk about, is Jeffrey Epstein still alive? First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. After a release by the Justice Department of a new video logs, CBS News and many investigators have taken a look, and many people believe right now that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. They believe after his gamer account is still active and after this video release that somebody walked on his tier that night, and people believe that he was escorted out of that prison cell and he went somewhere else, possibly to Israel. I want you to take a good look at this video released by CBS Morning News.
Appears to contradict the official account of what happened in Jeffrey Epstein's jail the night he died. We've studied surveillance video showing a glimpse of what may be a person in orange near Epstein's cell. FBI and Justice Department logs refer to it. Authorities have insisted no one entered Epstein's cell tier at night before he died. Scott McFarland has covered this case for many years. Scott, good morning. What are we learning?
Hey, Vlad, good morning. More than 6 years after the death of Jeffrey Epstein in a federal prison, the mystery over how he died remains very much alive. A new analysis of surveillance video by CBS News shows a partial view of what may be someone possibly headed up to Epstein's cell tier the night he died.
Notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell in the early morning of August 10, 2019, inside this since-shuttered federal prison in Manhattan. And this was the vow of then Attorney General Bill Barr.
We will get to the bottom of what happened, and there will be accountability.
Epstein's death was quickly ruled a suicide, but a technical failure that left only one working camera near his cell that night has created conspiracy theories about what happened leading up to his death. At the time, the Attorney General said no one entered Epstein's housing tier the night of his death. But there's been scrutiny of a particular moment on the cell block surveillance footage where an orange-looking flash could be seen at 10:39 p.m. A report from the Justice Department Inspector General notes the flash, quote, "It is possible someone is carrying inmate linen or bedding up the stairs." And the final report refers to it as, quote, "an unidentified corrections officer." But now, newly released Justice Department documents reveal an initial FBI review of surveillance video on the cell block says the flash could possibly be an inmate. And independent video analysts consulted by CBS News say the movement was more consistent with an inmate, or someone wearing an orange prison uniform, than a corrections officer. And prison employees tell CBS News it would have been highly unusual to move an inmate at 10:39 p.m. Jeffrey Epstein was found dead at 6:30 a.m. the following morning. And last year, then Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino insisted,
"There's video clear as day. He's the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it."
A separate CBS News investigation last year also cast doubt on how the prison preserved the crime scene and why Jeffrey Epstein's body and some object were moved before the FBI arrived. This does not change the assessment Epstein died by suicide, but these new details raise further questions about the thoroughness, Vlad, of that original investigation.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Scott, thank you very much.
But now you have
This is a song about
all,
sleep.
all over the internet basically saying that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. And I would not be surprised simply because there are too many intelligence agencies who had their hands into Jeffrey Epstein's blackmail operation. You had the MI6, you had the CIA, you had the Mossad, and he possibly was selling other information to other security organizations around the world. This is how they had information to control those who had sway and power over people in America, especially to help Israel. We find out that he was an Israeli supremacist. He believed that his race was greater than anybody else and that he was willing to do anything to uplift the state of Israel. So we have to believe, possibly, that they escorted him out of here. They took him somewhere in Israel or took him to a private island and said, "You can live out the rest of your life in incognito. If this is possibly what's happened, and I'm telling you, these conspiracy theories will go on for the next 50 and 60, 70 years, just like the Kennedy assassination, the MLK assassination. There will be Jeffrey Epstein conspiracies because nobody believes what the government is telling them. They believe that the world elite are working together to conspire to control the world, to control the world's population, control the world's economics. And now that people are rising up asking for answers, the governments of these nations don't know what to say, or they don't have credible answers that the American, the British, the Israeli, or the world population will accept. This man is possibly alive. And now they have his gamer account. They say that he accessed. Who other would access that other than him? They said it was still working, or was it a relative? Who would have his password other than him? But we still don't know if he's dead or alive. Maybe they can exhume his body and have them basically check and see if he's still alive. But you know how people have covered up in history, have brought people who have said they have died, gave them new, like I said, sent them to new countries, sent them to new cities, new towns, changed their name, address, social security number, and they melted in and became part of a new society. And maybe that's what they're doing with Jeffrey Epstein. We will have to find this out because the American people won't stop. This is going to be an ongoing investigation, I believe, for the next 15, 20 years until people feel as though that they have received justice for what this evil monster has done to society. Just to blackmail and get information for these security organizations. I would love to hear your comments in the comment section. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.